welcome back to the channel. As I said last week, we're going to be working on some lanterns, refurbishing them. They're getting a bit old, rusty, faded, and I'm going to show you how we can refurbish them quite easily actually. I've already done 2 of these because it is quite time consuming. You've got to cover all of this. It's not actually glass, I think it's like a plastic or something perspex. So the easiest way to do that, I've tried a few different ways so that I didn't take too long doing this with you when I was showing you, and you wouldn't believe it, I've actually put my scissors down. I didn't want to lose. Okay, so I've actually got the tablet up here doing an overhead because it's too hard for me to face it that way and see what I'm actually doing. So this is here so you can actually see what I'm doing. Now before I started I went around and I've sanded all these just a little bit, just got a bit of the rust off, ready for the spray paint to go on them. So first thing I've got is some packing tape, and that's just wide enough to fit across the top of this piece here. I'm actually going to start the other side of the latch, so I know when I get to the latch that's my last piece. So get it on and make sure it covers from that side to that side. If it doesn't, put a piece on and then you can put another piece. Smooth it down, cut it off. I don't know about you, but I'm always losing the end, so open your piece up and pop it on the edge of the desk or your workstation. Now what I'm doing is very gently going down and trying to get it all nice and tight on the perspex. Helps if you've got a bit of a nail. I don't know if you can see, but I can actually push it almost in just behind the sides. The top and the bottom I can push it in because there's a little gap between the metal and the plastic. If you don't have a fingernail that you can use, I wouldn't use a pin because a pin would be too sharp, it would cut it before you're ready. Maybe edge of a, like a knife, a blunt knife, the back end of a butter knife maybe. And then once it's all nice and smooth on the plastic, you pop your little craft knife underneath there and pull that away. And then we go down each side to the bottom. As you're going down with your knife, it does tend to push it onto the plastic as well, which helps a little bit. Pull it down. I can't find where the end is on that side, so what I'm going to do now is into the bottom of here, and that didn't work. Alright, take that little bit, and then I've managed to pull a piece up. If you go slowly, you get it all. If you move too fast, you do tend to tear it before you're ready. Now I've got a little piece here, it's poking, it's actually tipping over onto the metal, which means it won't get any paint. So poke it down and cut it off with your knife. Okay, so that's how easy that is to do. The way I did it to start with, I put a piece of paper on it, so I'll show it to you later. Put a piece of paper, then try to get the tape around. Then I was doing it with just putting strips of tape, trying to cut it shape, and then I realised I'm just making more work for myself. It's silly. This way is so much easier and so much quicker. So what I'm going to do now is I'm not going to talk. I'm hoping there's enough noise around with all the birds and the traffic that it'll keep the cameras rolling. Okay, the last one is the little door that opens. That one and its side partner, just a little bit shorter than the other ones, and a little bit narrower at the bottom. No, I won't lose the end next time I come to use it. Okay, now I don't know if you noticed on one of them I actually had to go and cut another, I had to use a piece that I cut off. I ripped it away too quickly, and unfortunately the tape itself ripped and haven't actually got it stuck down into the corner. If that happens, you've always got a little bit more. I'll use the roll, add another piece of tape on there. And it's easier to get it down inside if you lift the edges of the tape a little bit, and then you can get it right in. Okay. Tape didn't tear so easily. It would be so good to be able to just peel from there and see, will it peel it all, both, no, see it's torn off that side. Alright, we'll see, can we go back this way? No, that's torn off there. Oh baby, no. It just doesn't want to work. But that edge, there we go, all done. So that's that now done. Now I don't know if you can see, there's actually a gap under here, and when you open it and close it, there are gaps down the sides here and here. If I spray that now, spray is going to go in through those gaps, up at the top, around the sides, and at the bottom, and get on the inside. So to prevent that from happening, what we are going to do is a sheet of newspaper, and there's one. Hold it that way. It's about that size, and then down. That's not straight, is it? Rocking off. Roll it around. What we have to do is get it inside here. Now in here we've got a piece at the bottom, like a little hole that your tea light sits in. and then at the top there's another one. I'm not quite sure what that's supposed to do. I suppose if you put a candle in, it disperses the smoke. I don't know. I've never used real tea lights in there. I've only ever used battery operated ones. But once it's done this time, it's going to have solar lights in it. But we need to make sure we've got the interior protected as well. So pop your newspaper in there, push it around as much as you can. Just make sure everything's protected. It's mainly the side from the hinge side, so you can see the hinge there. I'm trying to get this one covered. And get it all the way in, down into the bottom as well, so that when I close it up, so that's, I don't know if you can see through that gap, there's still a little gap there that might hit. So I'm going to bring this around a little bit more. And fill that hole in. Okay. She's now ready for spraying. And then we've got the stand. Just give this a bit of sand on the, just where it's got a little bit rusty, get rid of the excess. So it's a nice smooth surface for the paint to adhere to. Not sure how long I've had this, but I think whether I got this for my 60th birthday. My eldest son and his wife bought it for me. Or whether they bought it before my 60th, I can't remember, but I do know that they bought it for me one year. So I had some light in my patio. That one's not too bad now. So that one and that one are ready to go down for painting. Got my sheet down here. That. And then this one I found at the op shop. I'm not sure what it was for, whether I'm supposed to put little plant pots into these. I don't know. But just give that a bit of a sand down as well. Mainly where the rusty bits are, so that you haven't got any rust sitting out. And you get a smooth finish of your paint. So, do pop that down there, and I'm going to change this camera around. Whoops. Alright, so now I've got all these ready to go, and that, when I put my lid, this is actually called Bright Copper Rose. So we'll see what kind of colour this comes out as. Should be interesting. I'm going to hold it by the ring first to do the bottom. I rather like this colour. I'm going to have to let that side dry because I don't want to touch it to move it around, and I can't, once I've got the sun facing me, I can't see what needs doing. I can see that. I'm going to have to tip it upside down and get the other side. Okay, so that's that bit. So wait for that to dry. Should be dry in about half an hour or so. Most of these paints dry in about half an hour. So, okay, so while we're waiting for that to dry, I've got something else to show you. And then we need to turn around again. Okay. That's not going to work, is it? That's going to be in the way. Let's bring it back round here. I'm going to pop it here. It's not really a great deal to see with this one. All that rusty stuff. So in that cage, what I'm going to do is put these solar lights. Now the problem with these is they're just a little bit too small in diameter, so they slide straight through. What I did, I had some clear core flute, that, you know, Corex, corrugated plastic, whatever you call it, and I made a little collar. So that actually sits on the ring and then that pops through. I've only done one, so I now need to make 3 more. So what I'll do is, I've got a red pen, I've already drawn one. Use this as a template, doesn't have to be perfectly round because you're not really going to see it. It's not easy to cut this stuff in a perfect circle. It's easy to cut it with the corrugation. It's when you go against the corrugation that things get tough. As you can see, not a perfect circle, but you get the idea. At least it won't fall through the ring. Okay, so that's roughing off. There's a little bit of there. One thing with it being clear, you really don't see it. Okay, now the tough part is getting this circle out of the centre. And I think what I did last time was I used my wood burner with a blade in it. It's these scissors. Let's see if I can get the scissors to go through. I don't want to have to wait for the burner to heat up. That's not easy going, is it? Use this as a bit of protection for my workbench. Let's see, can I get that to the centre and chop that piece out. Okay. Whoops. That works. And the battery's just died in my camera. Okay, let's get back to this. So, get this one done, and then I'll show you again. Hopefully have a better see. It's too hard to get the scissors around the bend, and now I've wiped off the red pen. I can't. I need to draw the ring back in. So on this one, I don't know if you can see, it's got green on it. I actually use the proper marker, so it still shows up. Alright, let's get this done with this. So if I can get through one side with this knife, then I'll be able to go all the way through with it and should be able to get the circle out. And to be honest, it took ages to do that with the heat gun, with the, not the heat gun, it's actually the soldering iron with a cutting blade on it. It took too long to melt the plastic. Good. Keep pushing the blade out too far. Don't want to do that. I wonder if the smaller scissors will fit in there. Yes, it's much easier. There we go. Just make sure that fits in. Need a little bit more taking off. Still not quite right. Almost. Because I'm not drawing a perfect circle, I think. Or not following the circle around. You have to make sure you get both sides the same. So if you cut one side and not the other, there you go, perfect. So now we know. Let's get the other two done, then we'll use the small scissors again. That's it. So there's one ready. Rid of all of this. There's a bit of dirt on these because I had them sitting in a pot charging. Take that off there. That on there. Covering the light, the solar panel over, and you can see the light comes on. That's interesting. That one's actually a black casing, that one, the others are all silver casing. Different. Don't know how that happened. They were all bought at the same shop. Maybe I've got some more somewhere. That one's a set of. Okay, they're all done. Now, I don't throw these away because these come in handy for other things. Like if I've got these little gnomes here, I put those in the garden. Often what happens, the crows think that they can take them away. If I glue that to the base of that, and put that into the ground, crows can't take it. I actually do have the top of a tree. I've got a little miniature village up there, and I mean miniature, little tiny houses. And there's a little tree, and something has actually tried to rip the tree off, and it snapped it at the base. I'll show you that one day when I'm working on it, because I've got to fix it and glue it back. So there's another project coming up. So don't throw anything away, and I'm sure that will come in handy for something one day as well. So So yeah, never throw anything away. So now I'm just going to wait for all that paint to dry, and then I can see what needs more paint on it, what needs, well, the stand for the lanterns need doing. The lanterns are done, which is good, they're finished. And with those lanterns, what I will be doing is putting these little deck lights in there, and these are really good as well. So there's 2 new lots of solar lights to go up in my garden. Anyway, I'll be back when it's all dry. The lanterns are dry. That's still a little bit tacky in some places, but these are dry. I was going to do the rings and the bit at the top on each of those, and the thing I did forget to do was open that to get, oh, I don't think it matters actually. I don't think that matters, opening it. You're not going to see it. It works. Now it's not closing. I'll just make sure that I get inside that bit and the hinge properly. They are a bit tacky on the top. And then we can paint this as well. So let's do the make sure the hinge is done and the latch on each of those. And then I can do the ring on the top. The hinge. Latch, the ring on the top. I'm still going to have to flip that to get the other side of the ring on anyway, so that one, the hinge, the latch, and the top. Okay, now for this bit. Again, this would have been good if we could have done it with the nozzle. Feet out, don't want my shoes copper. Okay, so now we'll do the face. Oh. A bit there. Once it's mostly dry, I can go around and find the bits that I've missed on the hooks and oh dear me, don't get old, it's not easy. Okay, so there we go, that's another bit done. And just have to wait. Yeah, so that's still a bit tacky, so I can't do that one yet. So I'll be back. Okay, I've taken the tape off these two just to save a bit of time, but I saved this one till last because this is the one that I did first. Remember I said I was putting bits and pieces. I've got one there where I put paper on first and then tried to put the tape around it, just so you can see the difference. I haven't left one on that was a full one. That was just so easy to take off. So easiest thing to do is, you can see there's a corner there that's easy to get at. Just lift it a little bit with your knife, and then it's best to do this bit slowly. If you're doing it on the full sheet of tape and you go slowly, it's really good because the whole thing comes off at once. I don't know how this is going to go because there's all like little bits poked here, there and everywhere, but we'll see if we can get it all in one hit by going slowly. So that's got a little piece in there and then a little piece in there, but it seems to be working easily doing it slowly. And you see there's a little, oh, I missed some paint there. A little bit of paint left on the window there. Let me just scrape that off. I missed that bit with the paint. That's okay. It looks a bit worn, aged. We'll call it aged, not worn. Now this one again, it's all little bits and pieces. All you can see the bit there, there's a bit up there. So we're going to have to do this carefully and see, can we get it off in one piece. Going slowly. Good. Not quite. One. And this one, I was actually, I was going to do them all this way originally. I just put in the piece of paper in and then just put in little bits of tape around, and it was taking so long trying to line everything up. It just didn't work that well. Another layer of sticky tape down under there. Another piece there. I think I'm going to have to get some soapy water or something to clean these windows with. They're a bit messy now from fingerprints. But that's it done. Open her up. Pop in our deck light. Oh, I missed the hole. And hang her up there. So that is now ready to go out in the garden. Ready for the sun to go down. Okay, so this one, open the top. Get our 4 solar lights. I actually had these out in the sun this afternoon, so they should be well and truly charged. That one down there. There. That one in there. And that one in there. And just that little bit of the core flute stops them falling through the reeds. I could actually make a little bit of a, take a piece and a little bit off, whoops, a little bit off that one. It's hanging out a bit. Where's the scissors? As long as it's bigger than the ring, it should be right. That's better. Whoops. Good. Just knocked the tablet and close. Okay, that's closed, and that is also now ready to go out in the garden. So I'll just pop them out. I'm not going to put them right out in the garden yet because I've still got to get the area finished that they're going to go and live in. But once they're out and the sun goes down and the lights come on, I will come out and get just a short film of it for you. So anyway, that is now our refurbished lanterns for out in the garden. I can actually see light under there. No, it's not. It's the house lights that's shining through, making it look like there's lights on. So anyway, I'll be back later on when it gets dark and show you what it looks like all lit up with solar lights. Okay, here are the lanterns now. They will look better though once they're up in the garden. I'm getting down as close as I can get. They don't look as good on film as they do in person. I'll take a photo and see if that looks better. We can see that the lights are lighting up. Hey, I didn't do an ending for the video, did I? So here I am again on a Wednesday late afternoon doing last minute videoing. So next week, as you can see on this screen here, I have a mat. It's actually a bath mat, and I've changed the colours in my bathroom, so I'm going to use these mats elsewhere in the house, but they're slippery. I'm going to make them non-slip. So come back next week and check out how we do this. I think the glue gun in the background will give you a bit of a hint. Okay, have a great week, and I will see you all next Wednesday, unless I throw something up on the weekend. Something else pops into this head of mine. Okay, take care. Bye for now.